What is going on, everybody? My name is Steve Raiken with the Raiken Profit YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to discuss what books sell on Amazon, and I'm going to share with you guys 9 profitable niches that you should be focusing on when you're going out there to thrift stores or garage sales looking for books to buy and sell to make some money. So we're going to dive right into this show. And in a couple minutes, we'll get into the comments and answer some questions. So one of the best books that I like to look for are these older, harder to find repair manuals for cars. So Honda, Toyota, there's a million different ones. Volkswagen, if you could find them from the 80s, from the 90s, even early 2000s. I mean, the one in front of you right now is a Honda repair manual. And this book right here, if I go into Amazon and I look Prime, there's actually nobody selling at Prime. The lowest merchant is $15.33. So you could probably get $20, $22 for this book. So always be on the lookout for these manuals. Next on deck are entrepreneurship books. So anything that has to do with, business and entrepreneurship, startup business. Now, one thing I want to say is regardless of the niche, there's always going to be really good books and really bad books. So you always have to use what I like to call an application, such as the Amazon Seller app, to scan it and analyze it. You don't want to go out there buying blind. I'm merely just sharing with you niches that I've done really well with in the past and niches to stay on the lookout for. If you see them, go in there, spend a little time and scan. But entrepreneurships do really well. In particular, Tim Ferriss books tend to do well. With certain books, business books, entrepreneurship books, I like to focus on the hardcovers versus the mass-produced paperbacks. They don't tend to sell for as much, but keep an eye out for Tim Ferriss. Keep an eye out for Gary Vaynerchuk. If you find any of his books, Tony Robbins' books, even though he falls into another category as well, which we will be talking about. But entrepreneurship and business books tend to do really well. And ones that weren't mass produced. Next up is the niche horseback riding. I've done extremely well over the years selling horseback riding books. The more specific to the actual niche, like if they dive into a specific, maybe a fundamental or a specific part of horseback riding, those tend to do the best with all of these books. The more niche within the niche it gets, the more narrowed down on a specific problem that book is solving, the better it does. And those tend to be the best books right there. So horseback riding books do really, really well. All right, let me just double check to make sure everything is running smooth on my end. Okay, appreciate it, guys. Thanks for the like button. Thanks for hitting that like button. Next up is, let's get to the next niche, is health books. This book in front of you is called 101 Smoothie Recipes by my main man, Joe Cross, who became famous off of that documentary, Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. And I can tell you right now, there are certain health books that are hard to come across, that are rare, that weren't mass produced. There's not a million of them out there, and they do really, really well. Now, on the other side of the coin, there's certain books in the health niche that are super mass produced. I mean, if you see them on TV all the time, especially like The Biggest Loser or anything that's like really, really popular and like everybody knows about it, those don't tend to do the best. But this is kind of niche because it's in the vegetarian, vegan niche. It's a subsection niche of the health niche. Hopefully I didn't confuse you. But those are the ones that you typically want to look for. Now, not every vegan or vegetarian or, specific niche within a niche is going to do, amazing, but be on the lookout for it. I mean, 101 Smoothie Recipes by Joe Cross. And this book right now is selling for $23.75. Now, I haven't analyzed the rank. It might not be selling very often, but this is actually an 87,000 rank. So I can tell you right now, this book is probably selling, several copies per day. So $23 for that book right there. Keep an eye out for the health niche, various diets. Extreme diets seem to do really well. Like the weirder it sounds, the more odd and unique the diet is, those tend to do the best. I don't know why. Maybe because half the population's crazy, including myself. But be on the lookout for that. The next niche I want to share with you guys is the sign language and just language niche in general. But sign language books do extremely well. This is a book that I actually found, and I had sold it previously. As of now, this book is selling used at $20.45. So if you were to pick this up for a couple bucks, you'd make $10, $12, $13 profit. Sign language, for one reason or another, it does extremely well. I mean, I find very few sign language books that don't sell well. So a lot of times you'll see it'll say like ASL, and I think that stands for American Sign Language. Out, American Sign Language. So look out for the ASL. Those books do extremely well, and I've sold books well over $100 that were sign language textbooks for students. So that's a great niche right there. The next niche is the productivity / business books right here. I guess it could even fall under the self-help book. Brian Tracy, he's a very popular motivational business entrepreneurship, but mostly like productivity based author. And he does really, really well with his books, and certain books that he has released in the past, because he's released like tons of them, do extremely well. So be on the lookout for the self-help books. A lot of them are mass produced. A lot of them are only going for $5 or $6, but this is a gigantic niche, and certain books will do really well. Like I said before, with the business, entrepreneurship, self-help, I try to focus on the hardcovers because, again, the paperbacks seem to be mass produced. So for example, this hardcover, which, by the way, Eat That Frog, this is like an amazing book. You've got to read it. It's a great book, and I've read it several times. This hardback is actually going for, FBA is going for $14.99. So it's not a ton of money, but if you paid a couple bucks, you could triple, quadruple your money, possibly. So be on the lookout for self-development books. On top of that, be on the lookout for self-development CDs. Brian Tracy CDs, Jack Canfield, Tony Robbins. Those CDs do really well, especially if they're older. They're hard to come across nowadays. The next niche is the real estate niche, specifically the books that are getting people ready for like an exam. So the real estate exam books do well, and it depends on the state. Sometimes, like for example, I live in Connecticut. I'll find like a lot of real estate Connecticut books just for this location. Depending on where you live and the laws and the different type of books that were created for your state, some of them do really, really, really well. So be on the lookout for real estate books. There's so many people who want to get into real estate. It's such a hot topic. Certain real estate books do extremely well. So that's a great niche. I want to share with you guys is the fighting / martial arts niche, or the more unique. If you find a book, like for example, this is a karate book, probably from, I don't know, the 70s or the 80s. Certain fighting / martial art books do extremely well. And this is one that I had actually found that is selling for, there's actually only one merchant selling it for $24.95. This thing will probably sell, $30 plus FBA. Let's see if there's any ranking for this. I know it's sold on eBay a couple times, so someone will definitely buy this. Some people ask, should I buy the older books? Do the vintage books sell? It really depends. You got to do your research. What I always do with the older books is I look it up on Amazon. If it's not on Amazon, typically they'll do well on eBay, the vintage books in particular, because not a lot of them will have listings on Amazon. So definitely be on the lookout for fighting books, karate books, jiu-jitsu, UFC. There was a book that I had sold once that taught you how to fight with nunchucks. I mean, odd, unique, niche down within the niche. The more niche within a niche and the more obscure it is, those books tend to do extremely well. An awesome niche to focus on is the gardening niche. And in particular, this is a book about hydroponic gardening and horticulture. Keep an eye out for the gardening books. A lot of them don't do well, but then again, just like all of these niches, guys, there's niches within a niche, like very specific topics within a particular niche that do extremely well. So keep your eye out for gardening books, hydroponics, aquaponics, indoor gardening, outdoor gardening, greenhouse gardening. All those niches can bring you in some good money. And the last one that I want to share with you guys was the spiritual niche. Spiritual. This is a humongous category, right? There's all different types of spirituality, from religion to meditation to, different things. I can't even name them all. But spiritual books in general and religious books can bring you in really good money if they're hard to come across and rare, or it's just a certain book that's really popular. Maybe the author didn't publish a lot of them, and there's like a cult-like following for that author or that specific book. You can get some really good money. I see a lot of people when they're, buying and selling books and they're going out to the thrift store, they're usually focusing only in the textbook area, which is fine because that's probably going to be your most highest leverage area, where you can find, the $50 accounting books and the $80 chemistry books and, the $90 math books and all those different textbooks, right? But there's an untapped market in the religious and spirituality section of the book as well. So definitely be on the lookout for these items. Scan them, right? If they don't have a barcode, use the flow functionality on your Amazon seller app to scan that cover and look it up. But yeah, guys, those are, I think I shared with you 9 or 10 niches to be on the lookout for. Selling books on Amazon. So I'm going to jump into the comments right now, answer some questions that you folks have. And I want to say hello to everybody. So it looks like we have about 65 people watching right now. So hello, everybody. Welcome to this broadcast. Good Use Good says you'll make more money if you read the hydroponics book. It's not only for marijuana hydroponic gardening. There's a lot of various uses for hydroponics. So sure. We have We Sweat, You Shop, You Shop. Hello from Amsterdam. Good to see you in the house. Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to mention, guys, before we answer the questions is today is actually the last day that I'm running my special free promotion on Jim Pickens' book selling course. So I know I've been sending out some emails the last few days. I interviewed him a couple days ago. I've been promoting his course. I'm actually giving away all 3 of my clothing books, 101 Killer Clothing Brands, 102, and the Blazing Profits training program. So if you didn't see the interview I had with him a couple days ago, check that out quickly. I did a review of this course. I took everyone behind the scenes into the members area and showed everything inside. So if you didn't check that out, be sure to check it out if you've got a couple minutes. And like I said, I'm giving away a free bonus for anybody who goes through my affiliate link, which is in the description. So if you want to get those free bonuses, you're going to have to go into the description under my favorite course for selling books on Amazon. That's RaikenProfit.com/bookselling101. If you go through that link, you'll get the course. There's a 14-day money-back guarantee. You'll get all 3 books and you'll be on your way. So I just want to mention that really, really quickly. So be sure to check that out. And with that being said, let's see if we can answer any questions in the comments. Anything that you have to ask about selling books, selling on Amazon, I'm here to help you out. Note says, do you sell all your books on Amazon? FBA. And to answer that, I sell about 98% of them on Amazon. There are some books that for one reason or another, you're restricted. They won't allow you to sell it. Newer books, or if it's like a super hot book that might be getting counterfeited, they'll restrict it. But most books are going to go on Amazon. The restricted ones will go on eBay. And also sometimes you'll find books that don't have a listing on Amazon, maybe some vintage books. And I see that they've sold on eBay and you can do well. This was probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 months ago. I sold a book for, I don't know if it was over 100 or 75 bucks. It was like a vintage, it was a fiction book. And I usually sell nonfiction. So you can get good money on eBay selling books. And I actually might do a video one of these days of 10 books that sold on eBay, just to prove to you that it's possible. I do not sell on Amazon. Can your book guide be applied to eBay? So first and foremost, this isn't my guide. This is actually my friend Jim Pickens, who he has his warehouse literally in in town. So I'm going to be going to check that out soon. But anyways, he lives near me. He's a good guy. I interviewed him, reviewed his course. It's an amazing course, but it's mostly tailored towards Amazon. Could you use the information for selling on eBay? I'm sure you could, honest and transparent. It's mostly for Amazon sellers. So probably isn't the best fit for you if you're only selling on eBay. Where can you find prices on factory repair manuals like Saab and Mazda? Well, you could go on eBay and check the sold listings to see what they've sold for. Just look up the year, the book and all that, and you'll find ones that have sold. Or you could just type it onto Amazon like I was showing you before, and you go to Amazon, you type in, Mazda repair manual, type it in. Let's just say you want to look at the right here. If you're a merchant, you could go under used and just look at the merchant pricing. The lowest merchant is $15.99 plus $3.99. If you're going FBA, which stands for Fulfillment by Amazon, you're going to hit the Prime button and see what the prices are. There's actually no Prime sellers, so I would probably price it at like $20 to $25, right? Just depending on the rank and whatnot, which you can find on the sales page at the bottom, which is an indicator of sales velocity, 178,000. So this book's probably selling, every couple days or so, maybe more often, maybe a little less often. Someone's asking about half price books. I know some sellers, they'll put their books, I've never used it. I think you sell it to them directly. It's not like you list it on half.com, right? I think they'll just buy the books from you. I've never done it, but I've heard some people have success. New to you, CT. Isn't that Tim? Where are you, Tim? You're supposed to be coming to my house. Amber, if you were talking about something manuals, they are on Amazon. If they are true factory manuals, then eBay. Okay, good advice right there. Good Use Goods is asking, if you buy large lots of books, I find I do good clearing out cheap books by putting them in similar lots, like same author or subject. They sell quick locally. So that's a really good tip right there. I don't have any experience selling my books locally. I usually put them on Amazon or, that couple percent that fall out of my criteria. They'll go on eBay. But that's a good tip right there. I bet you on eBay, lotting up similar authors would probably do well. So maybe I'll do a video on that. That could be definitely some interesting research. Rebecca is asking, is there a way to scan books for prices before we sign up for FBA to see if we have books in our area that will make good profit? What's up, Tim? Was that you in the comments? Yeah. Is there a way to scan books before you sign up for FBA? I mean, you could sign up for FBA and it's free. You don't have to get the $39.99. So I would just sign up, go to Amazon Seller Central, sign up. It only takes a couple minutes to put in your bank information and whatnot. So I would do that and scan. I don't know, you might be able to use other software to do it, but I'm really not sure. How'd you like Texas? Oh, it's beautiful. Warm weather, great culture in the area, great food. So I definitely love it. What can you do with books missing one of two CD-ROM? You can put it on eBay if you're worried, because on Amazon, they're a little stricter. Or you can just, list it on Amazon, take a risk, which I don't know if I'd recommend it or not. I mean, I've done it, but you've got to put a disclaimer saying, hey, it's missing the CD. It's a toss-up. You might get in trouble. So that's really up to you. Just looking through the comments right now. Gotta love that media mail shipping with eBay. Yeah, you gotta love that. You also gotta love the discounted rates that you get through UPS and FedEx when you're shipping through Amazon. It's even cheaper. Like when I ship books off to FBA, I'm probably shipping them in for 50 cents or less. So, I mean, if you ship media mail, you're gonna be paying $3 or $4 with a book, typically. So it's even cheaper, in my opinion, shipping it into FBA. Is there an FBA scan promo code? I don't have any promo codes. You probably just do a Google search and find one. Marco, what's going on? Hello. Greetings from Arizona. Good to see you. We got Seattle in the house. What's the flipping deal? Good to see you. If you guys are enjoying this video so far, be sure to hit the like button. We definitely appreciate that. Hey, Tim, why don't you come say hi to everybody, man?
What's going on, everybody?
So my
do with the camera.
Yeah, no, there's no camera on.
Oh.
Yeah. My buddy Tim just stopped by. What's your name on YouTube? It's new to you.
UCT.
New to UCT. So if you see that guy, just block him. He's a troll. No, I'm just kidding. No, he's a good friend. Lives in town. He resells. You're on what? eBay and Amazon right now?
Yeah.
Cool. Do you sell books?
Not much anymore.
No, not much. So let's see if there's any more question, guys. This is going to be kind of a short video. What do you do if someone has written throughout the book? Well, you're going to just have to, put your condition accordingly. So if there's writing in it, you don't want to go any higher than good condition. My motto is under promise and over deliver. You don't want to say it's very good condition, then they get it and they're like, oh, it's only good. There are some booksellers who are sticklers for condition, and they will send you a negative feedback. Like they're like book Nazis in a sense. They really are. And they'll get you for any little mistake. So if there's highlighting, if there's underlining, if there's a page ripped, especially if the book is collector, it's like a collector's book, just be 100% transparent in that description area. When you're selling it, and under promise and over deliver. Don't put very good or like new if it really isn't. Just trying to beat out the competition. Be fully transparent. But you should be fine. It's not a big deal. It's just a book. You're not selling a Lamborghini. Gumball machines. I get that question more often than like, how's eBay and Amazon doing? No, I don't do gumball machines. I had the idea a long time ago, decided not to do it. I left the videos on my channel, and for some reason they're ranking very highly in the search engine, and there's like thousands of people seeing the videos. So maybe I should take that down. We got Tim saying hello to everybody. Hoovy the Real says, I have 2 conditions, good or acceptable. That's it. Protect myself. My very good is different than your very good, and his or hers very good. Yeah. So, it looks like you're just protecting yourself and being safe. And again, under promising and over delivering. Seattle seller. Can you do a second video today, please? You're going to have to come up with a good topic idea for me. So if anyone has any ideas for another video, I may consider doing another video. But my buddy Tim just came over, and what are we doing today, man?
Listing some stuff on eBay.
Listing on eBay. The party has started. I'm so excited, guys, to list. I've been just like waiting all night to like list. Hopefully.
If you're lucky, I'll go live on Periscope.
Yeah, if we're lucky, we'll go live on Periscope and see if we can get like 9 people watching. I don't know. What about some really old books, more than 100 years old or more? Here in Europe, there was a big market on them. In US, I don't see them much. Came across any recently. I haven't really sold any like super duper old books. I know there's a market for them. Tim, have you ever sold any like vintage books, super old books, like 80, 100 years old?
Antique, no.
Antique, no. He hasn't. I haven't. I have a friend who, my friend Vinny, he actually has sold several really, really old books. But what he did was he had built a relationship with this woman. I don't know if it was at an antique mall or pawn shop. I'm not sure where he sold them to, but he had found a collector or a dealer who ended up buying all of them off him. I don't know if it was the smartest move that he did, but I think he made really good money. So I know there's a market. Certain ones are worth good money, but to be honest, I have very little experience. Do your research. Look it up on Amazon. See if there's a listing. If there is, what's it selling for? What's the rank? Look at the reviews. There's probably not a ton of reviews because it's old, but that's it. A lot of people ask, should I buy this? Should I pass? At your disposal. Go on eBay, go on Amazon. On Amazon, you look at the sales rank. You look at the number of sellers, the feedback. On eBay, you go to the sold listings, see how many people have sold it. So
respond to Crystal Reeves' comment. So many books on Amazon selling for 1 penny.
So Crystal Reeves is saying that so many books on Amazon are selling for 1 penny. Actually, lately, there's like not, according to Jim, he told me in the interview that there's not a lot of penny sellers anymore. I don't know if that's true or not because of all the fee increases.
But with FBA, you can compete with those penny sellers.
Yeah. So there are a lot of penny sellers, but it's not a big deal because most of them are merchants, right? Like they're all merchants. Yeah. They're making money on the shipping by selling in bulk. So that's not your competition. That's a different market, right? That's like if you're a clothing seller worrying about what somebody's doing if they're selling electronics. Even though it's in the same niche, it's it's a different part of the niche of selling books. I don't know how to explain it, but that's not your competition. If you're a bulk seller and you're making money on the shipping, things might be different now. I'm not sure about that business model. It's a completely different business model. But you got to find the books that are obviously selling now with the new fee structure that are selling for 12, 13, 14 bucks or more.
Most will increase too. I don't even know if they're making any money on the penny books.
Yeah. So Good Use Good says lots of the penny books by author or genre, put them on eBay or local. Yeah, lot them up. So some people think mint means scratched up, bent on one side and broken on the other. I mean, there's going to be people who, try to push the limits as much as they possibly can. Right. And, karma will come back to them. I mean, it's not even karma. I mean, there's only so many times. It's like I know people who they drink and drive all the time. They do. And they think they're so freaking lucky. Oh, I never get caught. I never get caught. Well, all it takes is one time, right? And you're locked up in jail. And God forbid you kill a family in a van and you have no life anymore. You're in jail forever. I mean, it's the same thing with Amazon. I mean, you can keep over exaggerating the condition and lying about the condition to get those sales, but eventually you're going to get smacked with that feedback, that negative feedback, right? And on Amazon, there's only so many times you can get that negative feedback until consequences. So, Natalie, I think people are throwing out ideas for the video. Who survives in Amazon and who survives in eBay? That'd be an interesting discussion. What to do with a 1972 non-barcode book has various book covers. I would look inside to see if it has any type of identifier, like an ISBN number. I'm not sure. I think ISBN didn't even come into play until if it was after the 70s or 80s. I'm not sure, but I know ISBN numbers weren't required until a certain date. So what to do with a 1972 no barcode? I would look for an identifier inside. I would look up the title, but I think he's saying that has various book covers, so it's probably missing the cover. I'm not sure what I would do there. Maybe look on eBay to see if I could find some books that have sold that don't have the cover to try to match up to see, or do a reverse image search on Google, right? But sometimes, it's tough. Who the real sells? Remember when the first question on the Green Room Hangout was, you ever been to jail? Yeah, thanks, Bonafide. So that's about it, guys. I got to get to work. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to hit the like button. We got 73 people watching live, so be sure to show some support and some love. Hit the like button. It really helps a lot for content creators, not only to get this video out to more people, to help more people, but it helps, a lot of things. Helps our, our egos. It lets us know we're doing a good job, and it's tough sometimes, dealing with, haters and all these opinions. So seeing those likes, definitely appreciate that. Again, today is the last day to get Book Selling 101. If you want to get the bonuses, of course, it's still going to be open. It's not an open door, closed door model. It's always going to be open. But if you want to get the bonuses that I'm giving away, today's going to be the last day, and then I'm closing that down. So you can get 101, 102, Killer Clothing Brands, and Blazing Profits if you jump on this in the link in the description. That's RaikenProfit.com/book selling 101. And again, guys, if you didn't see the interview I had with Jim Pickens a couple days ago, go on my channel and check that out. The following day, I actually did a review of the entire course. I went behind the scenes into the members login area and showed you everything to give you guys a good, to give you guys a chance to make a good educational decision if it's right for you or not. So with that being said, thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Seattle Seller, thank you. Thank you. Good Use Goods. Appreciate you watching. Stephanie Tanner is asking, why are you guys listening together? Is it for moral support?
I was just about to
Pretty much.
Motivation, plus you have more room for photos.
I hate listing. I'm actually looking to hire a lister. At this point in my business, I've got my hands in a lot of cookie jars. It's actually taking money out of my pocket to spend my time listing versus having somebody else doing it. And maybe that's a discussion we could talk about another time, to a point in your business when you realize how much your money's worth. Excuse me, let me say that again. How much your time is worth. And if you do things that are, let's just say $8 an hour, $10, $12 an hour jobs, taking away from your lifestyle and away from your bank if you have other things you can do that are more high leverage. So that might be a good discussion for another day. But anyways, we're going to get to listing. I'm so excited to list, guys. I can't wait. So yeah, maybe you'll see us on Periscope. So follow me over there. But anyways, guys, talk soon. Have a good day. Keep up making that money. I'll talk to you soon.